Welcome to the holiday edition of the TT4T News. I'm Jeff Burnett.
I'm Ann Feldman.
And I'm Jeanette Carlson.
And we are
the
Tech Trio.
So, what's all this buzz about blended learning?
A lot has been buzzing here in Bellevue Public Schools. We've had a number of people come through to see the blended learning in action in Bellevue Public Schools. We've had people as far away as Gibbon, Nebraska, to our own Bellevue Public Schools administrators. And one of the things that they're noticing in the classrooms is it's a culture. So they're noticing that even though they've been through a half a dozen classrooms, they're seeing some things that are in common. And those things that they're seeing in common are some blended learning strategy. So Jeanette, what's a blended learning strategy our guests have observed mean?
Well, there are a lot of components that come into play when we're talking about blended learning, but one of the first things that we talk about with blended learning is having a digital workflow. And we, of course, like to use Schoology for all of our content to deliver to the students and pull from the students, and the way that works together and sets up the culture and the atmosphere for a successful blended learning environment. So that's number one.
And that creates that key piece of online learning component in blended learning. The other part that we really take advantage when it comes to the technology is targeting instruction with formative data. There's so many tools out there that you can get data right in the moment of what your kids and what the students know, and then you can use that to adapt your lesson to really get the most out of that lesson and that time with your students. And it's huge. And so that's the second big component.
And the third piece is a creation piece. And that creation component comes in because now we have another literacy. We have the written and spoken literacies, but now we also have that multimodal literacy and that creation aspect. So students can create on the iPads through a variety of apps that allow them to express themselves and show their knowledge of that subject matter. So whatever that happens to be for that EO, they can show their learning and demonstrate that through a way that is audio-visual. So that is very exciting. So
that's just a peek into what the buzz is all about, blended learning, and we'll hope to share some more ideas with you in the episodes to come.
It's that time of our episode for Jeff's Flying High Shoutouts. This is the part of our episode where we are going to be highlighting awesome things happening in Bellevue Public Schools by staff and students. This week, our stop takes us to Logan Fontenelle Middle School. It's there where Jill Kompkwich is taking advantage of the power of Schoology to create a digital learning environment for her students. Here is Jill talking all about her experience using Schoology.
So I started using Schoology with the help of Santha and Jeff and Philip Loomis, and I would say that it has changed pretty much everything about the way I deliver the content and collect it, more about how I collect it. So I still teach in front of the class and interact with them, and they do all kinds of different activities to learn. But when it comes to handing things in, I don't think I've collected anything on paper for months. It's all going into Schoology. There are rubrics on there that I've built. I can import rubrics. I can organize all of their papers. So I have links for them. I have papers for them that they can look at. I have links to videos that they can watch. It's all right here on the platform, which keeps them more focused. I love it. I wouldn't go back now. I never thought I would say that, but Schoology is a life changer. Makes my life better, makes me better at delivering feedback to the kids that's meaningful, and it saves trees.
Great job, Jill.
Well, hey, Stephanie.
Hi, Jeanette.
How are you?
I'm fabulous. How are
Well, I'm great, and I'm so lucky because I get to see you a lot, and I get to work with you a lot, but there are a lot of people out in the district that maybe only know you by email. They get an email from Stephanie Johnson, or they fill out a help desk ticket, and something comes back from Stephanie Johnson.
This nameless face.
This
or
nameless,
faceless name.
That's right, it's this faceless name. That's you. And you are our superhero. You are really the person that keeps things running down there for us, and we would like everyone in the district to meet Stephanie Johnson, our superhero, hidden down at the Welcome Center. And we're just going to ask you to share, what do you do down there at the Welcome Center?
I do a variety of things. I try and help with troubleshooting computer problems. If there are problems with phones, I work on phones. If your dongle breaks, I'm the one who sends it. If your computer power cord breaks, I'm the one who sends it. Headphones, I'm the one who sends it. Oh, and iPads, I send those too.
She does it
A little
all.
bit of everything.
A little bit of everything. Well, we really appreciate all that you do to make all the magic happen out in the classrooms with technology, and appreciate that you are our Bellevue Public Schools superhero.
Thanks, Jeanette.
Did you hear that? That means it's time for my halftime highlights.
Let's head on over to Bellevue West High School, where Julie Sorensen and Mariah Fuchs put a digital spin on the 9th grade speech EO. Mrs. Sorensen began by using Nearpod to share some of the resources that the students would be using while they researched their favorite career. After finding all of their information, they began work on a storyboard for their introduction to their speech. Using their storyboard, the students then found images that would go in the background of their green screen video. On the following day, they filmed their green screen videos. Finally, the students used the Green Screen by Do Inc. app to put their video together to result in a 25 to 45 second introduction that they will use at the beginning of their speech to be given in class. Now let's hear from Ms. Fuchs and Mrs. Sorensen.
I definitely think that it was a very successful unit. I really appreciated being able to use different modes to appeal to different learning styles with this unit. They were able to be more creative in what they were producing, which I think really appealed to the students and made them more engaged and motivated.
One of the main things I noticed from this project that I hadn't in the past were that the kids were actually teaching each other. It was peer-to-peer teaching, and I had never witnessed that much before in the Career Center, so that was exciting for me to see that.
I think in the future we can definitely continue to build on what we created this year. We already have a ton of ideas of different ways that we can expand and continue to challenge our students in what they're doing.
Do you have a burning question? I might have an answer. It's time to ask Anne.
So Anne,
Yes.
I have this really long PDF, like 25 pages, but I only want one page. Is there a way to do that?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. There is. So let's take a look. Here is a wonderful PDF that is 9 pages long. And let's say you just want to extract one page from this 9-page document. All you have to do is make sure that your thumbnails are turned on. So if you look on this left-hand pane, you can see that I have the thumbnails on. So if they're not turned on, you can do that by going under View and turning on Thumbnails. So thumbnails are on. Then this is how easy it is. You just go to the thumbnail that you'd like, and you just drag it to your desktop and let go. And boom, now you have, now when I open this up, I just have that one page. So very easy to turn a multi-page PDF into a one-page PDF simply by clicking on the thumbnail, dragging and dropping to your desktop. And that's all there is to it.
Oh my gosh.
It is
I've
life-changing.
never known that, and I've been doing all these crazy things in the meantime to try and get one page, and I didn't know that you could just drag and drop.
Correct. And then you have that one document you could just upload into Schoology, or you could share any way you'd like, or print if you have to. So all kinds of fun things.
Thank you, Anne. Thanks for that
Anne.
great tip.
Well, thanks for asking.
So, are you looking for some stocking stuffers this Christmas season?
Ooh, we have 3 books that you would just love to add to that Christmas list. This first one, Blended, excellent read on blended learning. Excellent. Over here,
We have Blended Learning by Catlin Tucker, which is another great book, and Catlin is an English teacher and gives a lot of great in-class examples that you can use right away in your classroom.
And our final one is Here Go Blended. Author is Liz Arney. And again, just another great book. All of these are going to give you great strategies, give you a great background and foundation on what is blended learning and how to bring it into your classroom.
when you're reading these books, you'll see the research behind the blended learning model and why this is such a high impact instructional strategy for the classroom. So So let's hope that you've been on the nice list this year and Santa dropped some of these into your stocking.
All right, what are you guys thinking?
I don't care.
Christmas, Christmas time is near. Time for toys and time for cheer.
So what's been happening? No, that's not good.
No, you gotta do that.
No.
So, what's been happening? Jeff? That was just for fun. Maybe just a little, like, so, what's been happening?
All right. Now I'm going to show off my new haircut that I got especially for the news in December.
You seriously got a new haircut for the news?
Yeah. Don't you? Don't you color your hair just for the news?
So, what's been happening? Stephanie Johnson, Kate, oh no. Flying high, he did it. Halftime highlights, no, I'll have to do that later.
And then you have Jim.
What's up? What's going on?
We wish you a Merry Christmas.